All right, Chad, I did this. I got the gay Green Lantern book from Tim Sheridan. I wanted to be an ally because he made his video pleading to go to the store and buy multiple copies of this because the bigots in ComicsGate will have to lose if this sells so well. And I figured, you know what, I'd help him out. I'd kick in my $3.99 and own ComicsGate for him. So you're welcome, Tim Sheridan. I actually commented on his Instagram and said I'm buying this for you, and then he blocked me. Not very nice. It's not very inclusive or diverse of him, I gotta say. And this book is very inclusive and diverse in every sense of the word, and it's actually just one sense of the word, and that's gay. And so here it is. It starts with just a newspaper headline about the Green Lantern does it again. This is some old Green Lantern stuff, and then they've got their this pretty clever way of putting the credits into it, and then we get into the fun stuff. So let's see. We've got this J. Edgar Hoover situation, which was reported on at length, and you see it's just a bunch of talking to start. And not much dynamic anything. It's kind of boring. And then J. Edgar Hoover sends this like picture of him and a dude in their underwear together hugging and saying, "Hey, I guess this is it." And you get into this dialogue here, which is really this is the crux of the book here. Literally, this entire book is just about gay. There's nothing else to it. He forgot to put in a plot. He forgot to like put in a cohesive structure. He just put in gay. And here's the beautiful dialogue. I'll try to read this for you real quick here. Here we go. Okay, one more. No, they told me I should write it all down. They're calling it a journal, but for me, it's more like a record. Give me that camera. Never. You cannot resist me. Oh, Johnny, somebody might hear. And this is, I guess they're gonna touch tips here in this very riveting scene. Hear that you're not a natural blonde? Hush, you know what I mean. Relax, we're in a motel in the back of the Beyond. The army is very much out of range. Now kiss me, you fool. Or not. Once again, in seconds, you've gone from in the mood to in a mood. Sorry, it's just Johnny. It's a sin. Why? Because we're not married? I'd marry you right now if they'd let us. And if you listen to this right here, this is obviously, it's just making a mockery of the Christian institution of marriage. And that's what these guys try to do. They try to, he talks about it's a sin. And he said, it's not a sin if we're married, right? Gay married. And these are people in 1936 talking. So people in 1936 would not talk like this for one, and it would not be a thing. And they'd not act like late 1990s homosexuals in modern times talking like that. But they do, because this guy's a hack writer and doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, he does know what he's doing. He just doesn't care. It's just about putting the gay into the comic book. It's not about actually making anything that makes sense. You'll have to take my name, though, because Johnny Scott sounds like a brand of toilet cleanser. Hey, if God himself didn't want me to love you, then how could I? So it continues on from there, and it's just cringy, and it is a mockery of everything, and it's just disgusting at the end of the day. So you go through and you see it goes back in time, and talks about like stuff happening before. You see all this dialogue. It's just like the guy really wants to write stuff. They spend the next 3 pages describing what happens in an issue of, I guess, Green Lantern Pride or gay DC Gay Pride. They put a little moniker off, and then and you can see just kills it with dialogue and not much happening. And we go to modern times, and he's talking about maybe joining up with the JSA. The whole point is J. Edgar Hoover's going to blackmail him to join the JSA, I guess. And then it keeps punting back in time. And they try to make it like dotted, pixelated a little bit to show that it's back in time in the colors, but they really didn't do a good job of that on the cover colors either. They screwed it up. So it's like you can kind of see it, but you can't really see it. So you have to and sometimes they actually jump back and forth in time on the same page. So it's not like he formatted it really well as a script to where it's like one page this, one page that. So you're like kind of ground yourself in this sort of stuff. It's just like a nightmare to try to figure out, and it's convoluted and terrible sloppy writing all the way around. And nothing's really happening in the modern times. In the old times, they're letting out this like evil force or something. And in the modern times, like what's happening is confusing. He shows up at the scene of a crime, and he is therefore. They say that he's already stopped the bad guy, and they have to bring the bad guy in. He's like, "What's happening? I don't know." And then then it switches back in time again to where they see this red force, like that's gonna get them. Jay Garrick the Flash shows up and is like, "Hey, glad you're joining us." And it looks like, I guess, there's a guy who shot himself or something who's maybe the criminal or culprit. I think it's the gay lover. And there's a couple of more comments. He talks about his gayness here and like, "Johnny, I love you." And there's actually a point where he puts on his like Green Lantern ring for the first time, or like a ring, and he actually says "I do" to him. So the entire thing's just like about that backstory of gayness. And then at the end of it, he's being held down and shocked and so he's literally going into like Mike Pence conversion therapy. Again, nothing leads up to this. We don't know why this is happening whatsoever. It just shows up as a random page that doesn't make any sense in terms of the comic book. So the entire thing it's literally just about being gay, and there's nothing else to it. And it's about being gay in modern times, pretending like this is set in 1936 when they actually like screwed up the setting quite a bit, and the characters don't even talk like they're characters from 1936. Too much dialogue. It's convoluted. The colors are a disaster and don't really give you any sense of like what's the back and forth in time. The art, it just is pretty flat and boring because a lot of it's just talking scenes. Nothing's happening. There was apparently some sort of emergency crisis which we went to go see. We never actually got to see that on screen. It was off screen. It was done off screen. All that action happened off screen, and so we just see the results of it, and it's very bizarre. Again, this is a comic book, so you got to show, don't tell. That's like the rule 101. And this is hack writing 101 right here. Clearly, he only got this gig because it was pitched as like some sort of gay story. And clearly, he only got this gig in order to push that agenda. And it's a terrible, terrible travesty of what they've done to Alan Scott, the Green Lantern. It's shit the book at the end of the day. So one of the worst books I've ever read. My God. If this is this bad, you know that issue number 2 is not going to sell despite his plea to like own the bigots. And maybe issue number 1 might get a bump because of people rubbernecking at this. He knew. It's like Tim Sheridan knew exactly how bad this was going to be. And so it was the only way to possibly sell it. And he failed so badly at this. It's very, very embarrassing for DC Comics. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.